Make sure you say thank you.
Oh, shoot. That's it.
All right, see how effective we are when we work together? Come on, it's a good teamwork. Come on. If you have the grease cups, can you bring that to the kitchen, directly to the kitchen, please? All right, one more time. All right. Wow, look at that middle school table. First place. Good job, guys. Hey, look up, dude. Good job, guys. Well, I think our coach's table's last. Come on, coaches. Hey, you know us, everything's the competition. Come on. All right, guys, good job. Let's settle down now. We'll clean up the rest later, okay? I just want to get all the at least the dishes and stuff for the kitchen stuff. All right, so let's begin. I want to officially welcome you. You guys know me, Coach Song, right? I'll be your official host and MC for the evening. I want to officially welcome all of you to the 2021-2022 Activities Banquet. Tonight we're here to celebrate, of course, all our participants, students, and coaches for all our activities. And we want to welcome, all millions in live stream over there watching us. Actually, probably just one, right? Probably my mom. Thank you. I love you. But so just in case even if they're not, watching it now, if you want to watch it later on, all of us like to hear good things about ourselves. Go and watch it later. It'll be on our Conqueror YouTube channel. Okay. All right, so normally how this works is, I stand up here, tell a few jokes, pick out some people, and then we get started. But this year I'm gonna pass that. Okay? I don't want what happened at the Oscars to happen. I don't want to get Will Smith up here. Okay? So we're gonna take a look at plus. We're gonna be trying to moving things swiftly due to time. But before we begin to go out with the award ceremony, there's several people, that I really do want to thank. First of all, let's once again, Mrs. Okamoto and Miss Beck, thank you for what you guys. And I can attest to this. I've eaten a meal at almost every kayak school, and I'm telling you, our lunches are by far the best. Okay, and so thank you, Mrs. Okamoto. I want to also thank our admin, our office staff. They've helped us greatly this week in preparing for this. Miss Helen did a great job with, whatever I had, printing stuff, she did it right away. And Miss Tia really helped us, throughout the year with scheduling and transportation and all that. They handle all that stuff, so I really appreciate them. I want to thank all the, staff and teachers who, the coaches will thank a lot, later and throughout the night. But just the other faculty that I know, even this COVID season where they couldn't come out and actually support us. I know how much you were praying for us behind the scenes and thinking of you guys. So thank you, faculty. And of course, parents, right? We can't do this without parents. And I know, especially this year, because we have so many middle school students participate, which is awesome. But unfortunate thing about that is that most of them need transportation, right? And so parents coming back and forth for practices and games and such. Thank you, parents. So we're gonna start the award ceremony. We're gonna do a little bit differently this year, okay? We're gonna call the teams up by team, and you're gonna stand up here, and then the coaches will come out and say a few things about, the team in general as well as your, individuals. Everyone will receive a certificate, and then at the end of each sport, we'll have, our special plaque awards as well, okay? So just be on the lookout. So when we call your name to come up, just don't be shy, come up. We're here to honor you, okay? All right. Oh, First thing we're going to start with a raffle. Oh, let me show you how the raffle works, okay? Some of you are just here for that. But we have 6 amazing prizes. This would not be a Korean raffle without toilet paper. Hey, trust me, your parents will thank you. All right? You're the son's daughter of the year. And we got 2 boxes of cup ramen, which you know. I know you know. This is when I ask people, they say cup ramen. The first thing people say was cup ramen. And then we got a whole box of chips here. So these are the first 3 raffles. Then we get to the Rugged stuff. So the second half of the raffle, we have this mini Bluetooth speaker. We have a nice sports bag, Nike sports bag. And then the grand prize, we got a JBL Flip 5, completely waterproof Bluetooth speaker, valued at $110. Okay? So we'll begin with the first raffle. Come on. Here we go. So this is your ticket. This is why we say you have to have your ticket, okay? This is for the all-important toilet paper, especially after a meal like today. 39. I'm telling you, your parents will love you. Oh, Sam! Congratulations, Sam. With this, you can have your vote for years and years to come, Sam. All right. Oh, by the way, one more time. I have my mask off here because I'm, distance from you guys. But once again, even with the restrictions, we're still indoors, so make sure your mask is on. Okay? But it's actually a good thing tonight because after this meal, right, all our breaths are kind of kicking. So let's keep our masks on. Now, if your breath goes, even with the mask on, you're going to be cool. All right, here we go. Right, we're going to start with the volleyball awards. First team we're going to introduce is the blue team. Remember this year we split it up to 4 teams. And Coach Lance. So blue team, come up here, please.
All right. So this year we had to split up the teams, and we tried to do it based on experience and ability, and almost everybody on my team has never played volleyball before except for Ray and me. And so we had a very new and inexperienced and young team. But one thing that I will say that our team was the best at, by far, was team spirit. We had the loudest cheers. We had a lot of team spirit, and we had a lot of fun. And so I'm very proud of all the hard work that they put in. And our first game was really rough. But then we just kept getting better and better and improving as people became more comfortable. And so I want to take a few minutes to honor the people on our team. So we have, you guys might not believe this because we had our practices separate, but this person, once he learned how to block, actually blocked Chris twice in one practice. And that is Justin Lee. Our next person was the loudest person in the school, the loudest cheerleader, but also the most fearless and the most fierce person on the court. There was not a ball that she did not believe with all of her heart that she could get, and she went after everything. So Moosey on that. Next person, this person really grew as an athlete. He had a strong serve. He had to play a lot of different positions because our team had a lot of sicknesses and a lot of injury, and he was called on to play many different roles, and that is Sean Kim. Our next person is another new person, and I wanted him on my team because in our first group practices, I saw that he could jump pretty high. I was really impressed by that, even though he's not very tall. He could get his hands over the net, and he really grew, and there were a lot of times where he felt really nervous and didn't feel like he was doing a good job, but we were really impressed with how well he played and how much he improved over the season. That is David Choi. no idea when I put her on my team how much of an incredible asset she would be to the team. She came in never really having played volleyball, but turned out to be a natural setter. Being a setter is the hardest position because you have to run the court, you have to be everywhere and know everything. And I have to say that Shania Digimon did an incredible job of being our setter. So great job. And then finally, I mean, you seniors, you can all attest to this, but being on a team where people are not at your level and don't have the experience, don't have the drive to put in all the work, and you have to somehow lead them, it's very, very difficult, and it can be really frustrating. But this person did an amazing job of always being encouraging, of always being positive, apologizing when she made mistakes or got frustrated. She was just an incredible leader. She was very positive, and I can't thank her enough for all her hard work. Rachel Sattler. All right, and so thank you, Blue Team. Get off the stage. Our next team that we're going to honor is the Gray Team. All right, Gray Team, come on up.
It's funny that you say it's okay if you don't remember your team, because I am an older coach and my brain doesn't work. And I'm sitting there going, we have to say something about everybody? But I will do my best. I really had fun with this team. The one thing I remember most is that we beat the #1 team, so I think we could have won first. We had the skill, but we didn't beat them at the right time, I guess. We won the championship. So. But this team, I feel like we worked really hard. We had some really great improvement, but sometimes the games would just get away from us. And we were left with like, what just happened? So we had a few disappointments too, but I really enjoyed this team and enjoyed coaching them and being a part of their team and seeing some of the leadership develop out of them. All right, so #1, we've got Jacob. Thank you. I'll say this about Jacob. Every now and then, his serve or his hit was just, oh my goodness, did he just do that? Like it was just shocking surprise. Like I was like, whoa, that was amazing. So you develop that consistency, and you are going to be an amazing volleyball player. Next we have Samuel Lakeland. And I'll say this about Samuel is that he didn't play with me a lot. Like he wasn't one of the he just started this year from me. Now, he's played before, and I've heard all these things about him. And it was really great to have Samuel just kind of come in, and he had some skills already. I didn't have to really train him, and he knew what to do, kind of knew what to do. But he also learned quite a bit there, so I appreciated Samuel. Next, we have Brandon. Brandon is very new, and didn't seem to know what to do, and he didn't care. He just got in there and he did it anyway. And I really appreciated his heart and his perseverance and learning something brand new, and actually was a really good asset to the team. And next we have Leon. We're not going to stop to embarrass her, that's impossible because I'm her father, so she's already embarrassed that I had her certificate. But I loved having her on the team. She doesn't like to take instruction from me, even though she's very obedient and wonderful daughter, but sometimes she gets frustrated. So we had a little fun there, but I enjoyed having her on the team, and I felt like it was a great experience, and she was definitely improved a lot this year. And so you can tell by this one, Dorothy, that's the reason Coach had it in his text. He wished she was on his team. I was so grateful to have Dorothy on the team. Talk about going after the ball. I mean, she's just an amazing receiver. Like, it doesn't matter where the ball's hit. If she's in the vicinity, she's going to get it up. and not just get it up, like she's going to put it right there perfectly where you can get to it and attack it. So I really appreciate Dorothy and her leadership here. Yeah, thank you, Dorothy. And lastly, I wanted to thank you to Coach, or Miss Leanne, who also put in our team and helped out our team quite a bit. Thank you, Miss Leanne.
All right. Team Black, our team, let's go. Come on, let me try. All right, our team. Then I still remember this. First day of practice, me and Sammy got together, and we said, our goal, let's just have fun. So you know what that means, right? That's code for we're gonna have a long season. And so we were kind of worried in the beginning, but I can't tell you. I think seriously, our team improved the most throughout the season. All right. I know all the other teams improved too, but not as much as. Right? So I'm very proud of them. So let's go award these. First, my most favorite daughter, Lillian Song. She's the youngest, so I don't know. She gets a little murder. I'm saying in my family, she's not in our family. But yeah, like Coach said, it's hard to coach your daughter, but she's used to it because she plays soccer or whatever. I would always be yelling and screaming the loudest parent, so she's used to it. But I was very impressed with. I was worried at her, in the beginning because she couldn't even barely serve, right? But she put in the effort, and we actually came here to the gym a couple times to just practice, and she really improved. So I'm proud of her. Next, Lucy. Lucy is an excellent overall athlete. You guys all know that, right? Yeah. And the thing is, though, sometimes she lacks some confidence. Like, we have more confidence in her than she did. Like, we would just keep coming here, keep hitting it, keep doing what you're doing, right? But she didn't want to let the team down. That kind of shows her heart, right? So she had, such a soft heart that wants the best for everybody. But we really appreciate her, Lucy. Good job, Lucy. Jessica. Jess Ken played center for our team, and she was an awesome setter. And you won't believe it because, Jess, let's be honest, she's not the most positive person, right? But on our team, she really was. She was very encouraging, and I was so proud of her. And once again, she's going to be she'll be back. Even though she says she's not coming back, she'll be back next year to be our setter. Thank you, Jess. All right, next, Daniel. Daniel actually, overall, I think, is becoming, and he's a really good athlete too, just in general, but especially volleyball. Like, I remember last year, I think he just joined the team because Chris forced him or somebody. People just forced him to be on it. And he actually started playing, and he got so much better, and this year he just kept improving, so I know he's going to continue to do that and be one of our most important players next year, so thank you, Daniel. Next is Angel. This is everybody clap up for Angel. Think about Angel, right? So I really appreciated her being on the team because, once again, in sports, you don't have to be the most athletic, the most gifted, physically, right? But it's just that, heart and willingness to get better and try. And Angel displayed that better than anyone else, I think, this year. And not just in volleyball, but in all the sports, right? But I got to admit, a couple times I was scared that she might get hurt. Because, she can be a bit clumsy, right? But she persevered and started, and we actually started counting on her, and she played a regular role on our team. So good job, Angel. Last but not least, of course, our captain, Sattler. Sam, he did everything for us, right? He's like, basically, it was Sam, and then he played one half of the court. And then the rest of us five tried to just hold our own on the other side. But no, he really, more than anything, became a great leader, I think, this year. Understanding not only but his role, not just as, the captain of the team and the best player, but how he has to, he was becoming a manager of others, right? And making sure that everyone's involved, everyone's engaged, right? And so he did a great job, and I'm proud of him. Good job, Sammy. All right, last champions, the white team.
Really dedicated to improving his serve.
volleyball champions, Team Mike. This is pure 24K gold. No. Why am I taking a picture? I don't know. Hey, stand up there. Can somebody take a picture for Coach Daniel? It's heavy, huh, Chris? You see how this is the difference between a good coach, a good teacher, and me. Look at these notes. Wow, thanks, coach. All right, next, we're going to go on. Oh, wait. Whoa, next raffle. Ready? After each activity, we will do a raffle. Miss Coach of the Champions. Get your tickets ready. This is for, you can either choose the cup onions or the potato chip box. No, was it this way or this way? That was my choice. Numero 9. Number 9. Oh! Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the kids really want that on. Thank you. Yay. All right, we're going to transition into the next award. I want to say one thing about you guys this year. I'm really thankful because I think this is the first year where I didn't have to talk to anyone, even talk to anybody about academic, probation. Because all of you maintained your grade and did an awesome job, so good job on that. Because, every year I always have to talk to somebody or someone has to, miss a week of practice or games because of grades. But this year, everyone made us a good job. Even Jacob. That's, I was kind of, what's just a joke there? That is what you call a segue, because we are going into forensics now. So in forensics, that would have been a duo, correct? Duo performance. By the way, that's called a night at the Oscars. Take a bow. You take a bow. You get to the front. I'm sorry, that was very bad. All right, let me turn it over to the pro, Mr. Kobe, Coach Kobe.
Hey everybody. We've had another year of having to do forensics virtually, and it's it made it doable. It's kind of cool that we were one sport that was able, activity, a sport. We're one extracurricular activity at our school that was able to have a regular season. We had all of our tournaments. We competed against other schools in a way that for the last few years it's been very difficult for our sports teams to do. And I'm very glad that it seems that we'll be back in person next year. I just won't be with us. So hey, let's get all the forensics folks up here. And debate. Forensics and debate. Are Leon and Andy not here today? All right. Okay. One thing I want to do before we get into this anymore is, if this year was your very first time doing either speech or debate, your first time, take a step forward. And if Andy and Leon were here tonight, they would also be stepping forward too. Okay, you can take a step back if you don't feel self-conscious. This year in speech and debate is the first year. Sorry, we've had the most first-timers. We had the most people give it their first try than we've had in a lot of years in the past. We also had more debaters, people doing the debate events, than we've had in the past. And so I really, really hope that they will continue doing it. I tell them all kind of at the start of the school year that because of the way we do speech and debate here, and because of the way we don't have like regular after-school practices like you would for volleyball and soccer and the other sports, it's very self-directed, and I can give you an overview and a little introduction, and I can show you some videos, but learning to do this thing is just kind of like me taking you to the pool when you don't know how to swim, and just pushing you into the pool and say, all right, learn to swim. And all those folks, all these guys that just took a step forward are all people who got shoved into a pool, a virtual pool where they were connected to other students and judges over the internet, talking to a computer screen, and I really hope they will come back. And if they don't come back, that's okay, but I don't think it's because they didn't learn how to swim. I think it's maybe because they didn't like the temperature of the water or something. All right, so before I take any more of our time, Sammy Kim, so thank you. And I better get to Jacob too, because it was Sammy and Jacob that did a debate together. It was Sammy's first debate, Jacob's second debate, and I'm glad that Jacob was willing to reach out and pull Sammy into it, because Leon had pulled Jacob into it the tournament before. All right, Jessica. I think Jessica was there by the influence of some of the other people that are up here, and she didn't know what to do. I said, all right, here's this children's book. All right, this would be a good place to start. And she took that children's book and made it her own, and hopefully we'll try that again in the future. Layla. All right, Layla is definitely the really great first timer who was swimming laps in the pool by the time she got through a couple tournaments. And I just really appreciated the way that she was definitely working on stuff outside of school. She was watching videos, she was reading materials, and she was doing a lot of practice and putting in a lot of work. So thanks, Layla. All right, Young and Esther, another debate partnership. These guys worked really hard, and I think they were a really good match as debate partners because they were constantly challenging each other. And Young definitely encouraged Esther to think outside the box a little, because he would come in and be like, all right, in this round, I'm going to say this. And Esther would be like, well, why are you going to say that? And he's like, because it'll mess up the other team, and they won't know where we're coming from. So he would come up with some really good ideas, but Esther, as having a little bit more experience, a little bit more age, could tone that down a little bit and direct it in a good way. So that's why they're a good team, because they come up with stuff and they work together well. So thank you guys. Lucy is like a solid rock in our team. All right, she would be the person who is like always reliable, always there, just doing her job, working away. So thanks, Lucy, you're awesome. Ray. I am pretty sure that still Ray is the person who has been through speech and debate here at ICS and has gotten the most finals placements and the most awards. And now she's leaving us. She's been a good leader for the team and a good performer. And yeah, great job, Rachel. And Alice. Yeah! All right, we had a lot of of rookies on the team this year, and so that might be why we didn't have a ton of placements in the tournaments, like finals placements. I think that those are going to be coming in the future as these guys develop, but the person who got the most finals placements this year in multiple tournaments is Alice. And at her final tournament, the last one we did this year, I felt really bad. I was really worried that I, as her coach, had let her down because, all right, there's an art form to this. And in art, when you are performing, sometimes you might use words that you would not use normally. And her piece had one of those words in it, and I said, all right, in the context of the piece, that is an okay word to use. And then after she did the first round of the tournament, I got contacted by the people running the tournament and said, she used a word you're not supposed to use. I'm like, oh no. So I had to call it, and then they were like, yeah, the judge said that other than that, she was really good. I'm like, oh no, I let her do this, and she's gonna get like disqualified, and it's gonna. So we fixed it, and she still placed, even though I cost her. So Alex, you're great. Oh. And we gotta get out our special awards. So our first one is Rookie of the Year, and we're going to give that to Young Chan Shin. The kind of enthusiasm that Young brought to debate this year, it was so great to see after having a few years where we didn't really have much of a debate presence, and the way that he just formed a really great part of that team with Esther. Yeah. All right, and we don't do most valuable player, we do most valuable performer, because we're nerds like that. Alice Lee. All right, It's just been really good, and I know that most of you guys standing up here just did it this year, and so just thanks, guys. You did really, really good.
We're very so appreciative of Coach Colby for doing forensics for years and years, and so he's going to be greatly missed. So we have a little presentation.
Coach Colby has led the ICSP speech and debate team for 5 years and has consistently supplied us with some of the best snacks in all of South Korea. From corn chips to cup noodles, his snacks never fail to impress. But enough about snacks. Coach Colby may in fact be the best debate coach to ever exist. He never hesitates to provide us with all the help we need and is always ready to share a song as a joke or two. Not only does he answer all of our texts within 20 minutes, he proofreads all of our speeches and leaves a bunch of insightful suggestions for us to look over. And most of all, he always manages to make the most stressful of tournaments super fun. It's always fun with Coach Colby. We'll all miss him as he moves back to the States, and we wish him the best of luck in all of his future endeavors. Thanks, Coach Colby.
Hey, Alex, you know how to swear on this? Okay. All right, I'm sorry. We forgot the Black Awards for volleyball. My bad. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm going to do that real quick. So Coach Lance right there. Coach Harry.
All right, so we didn't have like a a real full season. Our season was kind of weird, but we did have 2 games, right, where we had like a full team. And so, when you have to play a couple of teams who have had several games, and your team hasn't practiced together at all because we've all been on different teams, it's really difficult. But girls, you did an incredible job, and you worked really hard, and you fought through it. And even though we didn't beat Unbu this year, we beat them last year when we had a real season, and that's what really counts, right? No, and next year, but no, you guys did a really fantastic job, and I know it was hard, but I'm really impressed with all your work. But this award, it's called the Rise to the Occasion Award, because sometimes when you're thrust into a difficult position, you just have to figure it out and step up and do what needs to be done. And so this goes to Shania Digimon. Because playing setter is really stressful and really hard, and she did an incredible job. Yeah, stay up here. Get up here. You're going to take photos and stuff. Okay, and because we had such a short season, we only picked 2 awards for this sport, and so there's a lot more awards I would have liked to have given. But this award is really more centered the intramural season. As I said before, being a senior on a team full of newbies is very, very difficult. And I talked with a lot of the team captains, and I heard their frustrations and tried to give them encouragement. But this person, I'm giving them the Conqueror Award. And what that means is the Conqueror Award is the award for people who really embody what it means to be a Christ-centered athlete. Someone who leads, who is responsible, who stays positive, who always encourages and puts the needs of the team before their own personal needs and desires. And so I would like to honor Rachel Sattler.
Somebody take a picture. Hey, Josh, smile with your teeth.
For volleyball, for the boys, just like Coach said, I mean, honestly, we played separately, and then all of a sudden we're thrust into one tournament, and you guys won. You beat that one team, which was KKFS? Yeah. And you did a solid game. But I by far more enjoyed the loss to Weijongbu, not because we lost, but because I was so impressed with the way you guys just pumped it up and you stole at least one set from them. And they weren't expecting that. And it just felt so good to see you guys play at that level. I was thrilled to watch that. And I wish we could have had a real season together, because I think you guys would have performed really well, and we would have had a lot more successes. So I'm unfortunately not very creative, and my awards are very boring sounding, but I wanted to honor 2 of the players for sure. And the first one is to Sam Latham. And it's just called Best Setter Award. Best Setter Award. Yes. Very creative. But Sam, again, he stepped in as playing this, has not played volleyball in at least a few years. And then he stepped in, and Justin was relieved because he did not like playing setter. And Sam took it, and you have to control the whole team when you're the setter. You have to know where everybody's going to be, and you have to understand that and move. And so I really appreciated Sam's effort. I stole the name from Coach Lance. So the Conqueror Award, which I like the sound of that, goes to a guy who, in my mind, I always thought loved soccer the most. But then I was told that no, he really likes volleyball, and then you could see it, and his passion, and the way that he wanted other players to play, and he wanted to practice it, and he strived to get better and better and better. And he just kept looking for people to kind of fill the roles that we needed, and did more pulling the team together than even I did, and that goes to Chris Lee.
All right, next raffle, here we go. Somebody prefer that over the Bluetooth speakers. The number, Michael Jordan. If you don't know who Michael Jordan is, say my name.
17.
No, 23. LeBron James too. Come on, let's go. 23. Both boxes, Robert. Hey, Robert, if you want to get some extra money, sell that to your customers. No problem. All right. Let's go on to basketball. Coach Edwards. Middle school. If you participated in basketball in middle school, come up, please. Quick.
Come on, fast. Go. Middle school. All right, we have to get a bigger stage next year. Okay. All right. So first things first. If this was your first time playing organized basketball, can you guys please step forward? What I mean by organized is on a team. So we had a fun season. One of the most amazing things, and this is something that I absolutely love about seeing people learn a new sport for the first time when they're older, is the amount of growth that they can go ahead and achieve throughout the entire season is astronomical. And that's something that they 100% all did. Every single one of them, I remember the first practice I told them, okay, you guys have to dribble for 5 to 10 minutes around the outside of the court. Some of them looked at me like, what are you talking about? But all of them were able to do crossover dribbles by the end of the season. They were all able to go ahead and use the different skills in the different basketball, in the 3-on-3 tournaments that we played towards the end of the year. Guys, I'm really proud of all of you. All of you did a really good job of learning and taking the skills and then applying them to the games that we were in. All right, so first, okay, this is one of the students. He's an 8th grader, and one of the things that he really did very, very well is he was excited because sometimes he would play with the high schoolers, and then all of a sudden I'd stop him and I'd pull him back over and say, okay, I need you over here with the middle school. So he'd be like, yes. But that was mainly because he was challenged by the high schoolers so much that he became a lot better of a player. This is for Justin Sattler. This next student is kind of quiet, but one of the things that I realized is he's aggressive. He likes to be aggressive. This student is Robert. This next student is quiet in class but loud outside of class. One of the things that I really also, this student also would go back and forth between the high school students and our teams during practices, and he would be challenged from the athleticism of the high schoolers, but he would also challenge the high schoolers athletically, just like Justin did. This is for June Young. You did a great job. All right, so this next student is known for boxing out and stifling defense. One of the things that I was extremely impressed about is she was always aggressive. I had to ask her to pull it back at times, but she did an amazing job of going after the ball time and time again. Thank you so much for your effort and your aggression, Shania. All right, this next student, athlete, also is extremely aggressive when she plays sports. I think that's probably something every single coach is going to say about this student, but
one of the things she was able to do is she was able to focus and have a couple of different goals in different games so that she wouldn't foul other people. Lucy. All right, this next student is very, very quiet, but at the same time had some of the best natural knowledge about where to go when the ball would be passed or shot or rebounded. And it really surprised me. And he did a really good job of just instinctively and not thinking too much about it, but knowing where the ball would go. And this is Justin Lee. This next student would also go after the ball aggressively, and one of the things I feel like she developed throughout this season was just being able to be in control. She would also box out, she would also dive after the ball, and it was wonderful to see her do all of those things. Thank you so much, Angel. This next student I am going to describe as the Energizer Bunny. One of the things that this student is she never stopped running. And it kind of got on some of the other students' nerves. But it was something that was wonderful to see as a coach. And I think most of you know who that is, Liana. All right. This other student did a wonderful job of being able to be aggressive in the situations where she needed to, as well as being a very good athlete overall. One of the things that I really was impressed with her this year is her being under control and knowing where to go and when to see what spaces to go, and just her spatial awareness on the court got a whole lot better. Lucy Kim. And she is also the most valuable player award for her team as well. This next one, she was always paired up with Lucy and would run away. I think with the laughing that's on stage, she knows who she is. But one of the things that I really was impressed with is she actually never ran away in the middle of a game. She was always in there, always fighting for the ball, and always fighting for position. Lillian Summer. All right, this next individual was a wonderful student of the game. I think this guy ended up learning more about basketball, about what to do in different situations, and asked tons of questions, which was wonderful because that shows a desire to understand and know what to do. And this award goes to Chung. And last but not least, one of the students who was able to score more than most of the other students in the middle school tournament. She did a wonderful job of just being in position and boxing out and playing really good defense. Thank you, Becky.
Hey, everybody could go except Dorothy, Team Gary. Dorothy, Chung, Becky, Justin, and Angel. Everybody else off. Thank you. So we had the end of the year, as you know, we did intramural basketball, so at the end of the year, and then we also, meet Dorothy, because poor Dorothy was the only high school girl, so she got stuck with the middle schoolers. And as you can expect, she dominated. I mean, man, she was shacking there. Nobody could stop her. So they're the champions of the 3-on-3 middle school tournament. Team Gary. It was Coach Gary's team. basketball, high school basketball. All right, so as you know, we opted out of basketball, and you know, I did feel a little bit when we had our first practice and kind of saw what we had. I said, "Oh, thank God," because it would have been a long, tough season. But then once again, just like the other sports, that we really did improve. Unfortunately, though, as you can tell, there's only 8 guys, and it wasn't as consistent, so it was hard to work together as a team of 5. And basketball, you need a lot of subs too. So we did, kind of a 4-on-4 thing, and they enjoyed it. They played really well, and they got to know each other and just know each other's game. Because basketball, I think, more than anything else, is really about teamwork, right? Knowing where your teammates are, what their strengths and weaknesses are, and stuff. And so I'm very proud of these guys. Okay, so let's begin. Daniel Kim. And you guys know how much I like him and appreciate, so I'm not going to say too much, all right? We're just going to go on, because time waste. Next, Justin. Actually, I will say this on Justin. Boy, that boy, he's strong. I can't move him. I try to, push him out the way. I feel it. Okay, next, Sam Nathan. Sam, probably our best outside shooter. Young Township. He just runs around. I don't think he knows what he's doing, but he just runs around and just attacks the ball, which is really important in basketball, actually. Brandon Kim. As you can tell, Brandon, he's hurt all the time. So, let's pray for him, please. Okay. Next, Chris Lee. Chris actually improved a lot in basketball. Basketball is not his sport. He'll be the first one to tell you that. But he really did get better, and he's fast no matter what he plays. So that's always needed. Where's Sammy's? Sammy, did I give you one? I'm sorry, Sammy. Did I just get on? Well, anyway, Sammy, he'll definitely get one. Sammy is by far our most aggressive player. As a basketball coach, you always tell, nowadays, especially with, Steph Curry and all these things, everybody wants to shoot 3-pointers, shoot from half court when they don't even know how to dribble and make a layup. But Sammy, so you're always got to yell at your players, attack the basket, drive to the basket. Sammy, you don't have to tell him that. He'll go and he'll just run over 4 or 5 people. He don't care who's in his way. He'll just run over them. But then, like I said, that's really important in basketball. Sammy, I'm sorry. I'll give you 2, okay? So we forgot. All right, last but not least, when we did opt out, I did feel sorry for some of the guys here, but this person I felt the most sorry for because he had, by far the most experience, the most talent. He's just a natural gifted basketball player. Short, but good, okay? And the thing is, he got hurt in volleyball. So I was really worried that he wasn't going to be able to come back. But I think as soon as he saw basketball, he healed quickly. And I'm so glad he did. And so not only was he the best player, but he is the MVP of high school basketball for this year. And then for the high school 4-on-4 tournament, the winner was my team. Sammy, Sam, Justin, and Daniel. Stay on. Stay on for a second. Let's see almost. Thank you. There's only 4 of us. That's fine. Sorry, MVP. You got the MVP, man. Be happy with that. All right, here we go. Who are we looking at? Jess, come on. Yeah.
Picture, Jess.
Get off your Instagram. Come on, bro. All right. Thank you. All right. Daniel, stay up here, Daniel. Pick one. Daniel, come here. Oh, hold on. Now we get to the good stuff. So, I'll give you either a choice of the sports bag or the mini speaker. Well, Daniel's nervous. He's shaking. What be nervous, huh? Number, don't get mad at it, 34. Come on down. You are the next person. So now you get either the sports bag or the JBL mini Bluetooth. Oh, yeah. Hey, this is work. Come on. Okay. All right, here we go. Thank you. All right, next. Let's go to soccer. And so this coach is going to have to speak a lot because he coaches all the teams.
All right, are we doing girls or boys first? Girls soccer, come on. All right, so for those of you who don't know, last year we had 3 girls for girls soccer, and this year we had 13. By the end of the season, we gradually got more and recruited more. We told them it was just a one-time thing, but once you get the taste, you can't. We're good? Yeah, the tall people should stay on the floor. Oh, wait, they're all short. You guys all are the same height. Alright, for those of you first-time soccer players, raise your hand. Show of hands. And we had very inexperienced teams, so words that we would not use to describe the season would be skillful, strategic, like cohesive. Those are not words we would use, but we would use words like enthusiastic, and hardworking, and improved. I do have a most improved award, but I would like to give it to the whole team because girls, you guys did an incredible job of improving. It was very, very rough in the beginning, but you guys pulled together. And by the end of the season, when we were playing Wee Jumbo, you guys were doing some amazing things. You were playing and doing the things that we practiced. You were passing the ball across and hitting it in, and you guys did a fantastic job. And I'm so impressed by how hard you worked, and I'm very proud of all that you accomplished, and I'm very happy to be your coach. So we're going to try to go through this quickly. Also, our season was very messed up because soccer season was at the same time as the wave of Omicron that took out so many people, including me. There was like 2 weeks where I was not there, and so the captains had to basically run practice with Coach Song and Coach Gary and Coach Engel helping out. So captains, great job. I assume it went well. I wasn't there. All right, so Rachel Wu, we all call her Great because she would always wear purple. Rachel, you worked so hard, you were so aggressive, and you did an incredible job. Bella Connolly. Bella came in late. She didn't always know exactly where she was supposed to be, but she decided wherever the ball was where she needed to be, and she got the ball. She did an incredible job of that. Becky McNew spent the entire third quarter telling me she didn't want to play soccer, and then we convinced her to play, and then she wanted to play soccer, and she did a great job. You improved so much. You figured out where you were supposed to be. Your dribbling skills, your shooting skills all improved, so thank you so much, and I'm really glad that you played. Liana Gary. A never-ending sense of energy. She just wanted to run. She wanted to get the ball. Liana has very excellent footwork. She's a very good dribbler, and she knows where she needs to be to get the ball, so you did a great job. Yeah, you guys should clap after I say the nice things. That would make it less awkward. So I'm going to say the name. Don't clap when I say the name. Wait till I say nice things. Okay. Angel. No, don't clap. Angel, you did an amazing job of improving this year. Like, your running, your aggressiveness, you did such a good job because you missed a couple weeks because of COVID, just like the rest of us. But once you came back, you were running, you were chasing the ball, and you were doing a really great job. So, great work. Lucy Kim, there you are. Lucy Kim. It's okay, you can clap before and after. It's fine. It's hard to break habits. Lucy, your knowledge of how to control the ball, you worked so hard during PE and during practice to get ball skills. You were able to dribble past several defenders, and you just wanted to play, and you wanted to get the ball, and you were a very strong presence on the field. Next one, my setter was not only a great setter, but also a great center midfielder, and she was so aggressive, especially in the Wee Bamboo game. She was a beast. She would chest tap the ball. She was a little bit braver than even some of the guys in doing that, but she got all the balls, and she got injured in the last game, and I tried to sit her out. She's like, "Can I go back in? Can I go back in?" And I was like, "I don't know, can you walk?" And she could, and she went back in and played an amazing job. Layla Green. Layla was another one of our late recruits who was just going to play one game and spent most of that game asking me where she was supposed to be and what she was supposed to do. But by the end of the season, she knew and she was getting the ball, and you improved so much, and I'm very impressed, and I'm very glad that you joined the team this year. Jessica Kidd. So we didn't really have a whole lot of high schoolers on the team. There's only 4 high school girls. And Jessica, I really appreciate that you knew what was supposed to happen on the field. Like you knew that you weren't supposed to clump up and where the ball was supposed to go. And so just your knowledge of what should be happening on the field was a very valuable asset. And as the season progressed, your skill improved, and so you were able to make those things happen. And you did a fantastic job. And Jess scored the goal. It was really an impressive goal, like when she just kept kicking it, and the goalie kept being in the way, and eventually, did the goalie just roll into the goal with the ball? Oh, you did kick it out. It was hard to tell, but it was a really funny goal to watch. All right, our co-captain, Rachel Sattler. Rachel was a very strong presence. She was one of the girls that all the younger girls looked to do something with the ball because she knew what needed to be done, and she had the aggression and the energy and the confidence to go out and make it happen. Her throw-ins were fantastic. She could throw really far, and she was also very vocal on the field and did a great job of leading, so thank you, Rachel. And now we're also going to be giving out awards. Again, I wanted to give awards to so many people, but these are the people who, to me, really stood out this season. So the first one is the Most Improved Award, which really could be said for a lot of people. But this person, she was one of our starting defenders, and she truly deserved it because even when we played against the boys, she would stop them. She was fearless, and she knew what needed to be done and always did it and always worked hard. So Lillian Song. Get a picture with your dad after this. This next one, I said this before about her, but she truly is fearless. Playing goalie is terrifying. And playing goalie against really good teams where you know you're going to get scored on is very scary. And it's something that, especially in girls soccer, is very difficult to teach girls to not be afraid of the ball when it's kicked at them. But this person is incredibly fearless and did not ever hesitate. Even when the boys were dribbling, she took a couple of the boys out when we scrimmaged, going after the ball and diving on it. And so, Musianda, I'm going to give you the Fearless Award. And then finally, our last captain, Dorothy Lee. Dorothy has always had a passion for soccer, even during volleyball season. She loves soccer, and yeah, you're always kicking the volleyball with your feet. But Dorothy, the best way to describe her is she is steadfast. You can always depend on her, no matter what the sport. You can depend on her because she has such a high work ethic. She is determined to be the best that she can be, and she knows what's going on, and she encourages others to do what needs to be done. And our defense was rock solid, and that was mostly because of Dorothy being back there. So Dorothy gets the Solid Rock Award. Alright, girls, great job. Thank you so much for the patience. Alright, get off the stage. Wait, don't get off the stage. You're saying wait. Get on the stage, take a picture. All right, boys soccer team, come on up. So Some of you can stand on the floor. It's okay. It's not a big deal. All right, boys. If you play soccer for the first time this year, raise your hand. Show of hands. And if you're a middle schooler, raise your hand. Yeah, so most of our team, again, was middle school. And for girls soccer, when you play middle schoolers against high schooler girls, a lot of times it's not that big of a deal because the middle school girls are more aggressive, they're just more energetic and less afraid of things. But for boys, that is a very significant physical difference. And so when middle school boys play against high school boys, it's very difficult. We've always had that problem, but our boys played an incredible 2 games, and they did really good, especially against teams that were much older and much more experienced than them. And even though we lost to GSIS 8-1, we are the only team that scored against GSIS in kayak. None of the other teams scored against GSIS. So our boys are the only team to score against the best team in kayak. So great job, guys. Alright, so boys, I am very proud of you guys, and just like the girls, we had a lot of inexperienced people, so that was frustrating for some of the older boys who love soccer, and it's been a huge part of their lives to have to just be patient with all the new people, but you guys worked hard, and you never complained, and you guys grew so much throughout the season, and so I'd like to take a few minutes to honor you guys. Our first one is our only 6th grader, Tommy Chung. Normally 6th graders are terrified, especially of huge high school boys, but Tommy got right in there. He was not afraid. He worked hard. He's fast. He has a great shot, and he was just a very integral part of our attacks. So Tommy, great job this season. You guys are very strong. Way to go. You're going to break the tables. Next we have Robert Hoffman. You guys might not know this, but Robert is actually really, really fast and can jump really high. And so even though he was only in 7th grade, he was able to outrun a lot of the older boys. And so that was very impressive. And Robert, you grew significantly throughout this season, and I hope that you continue to play and grow and be patient, and just realize that you are going to do great things in a couple of years. Gentle, just clap normal. Just clap. Okay. Justin Lee, 7th grade. We have 3 Justins on the team, so whenever I said hey Justin, it was always a little bit confusing. But Justin didn't always know what he should be doing on the field and wasn't always comfortable, but when he was put into the game, it didn't look like he was confused that much because he would still run after the ball and he would do what needs to be done. And so Justin, you really grew, and I know that it was difficult at times not knowing what to do, but I'm very glad that you were part of the team and you did a great job this season. Willie Woo. I feel like I'm going to be just repeating myself a lot, but William, you did a great job. You improved so much, and I know you came in with not a lot of experience and not a lot of stamina, but hopefully you ended the season with a lot more confidence in your skill and a little bit more stamina, and you did a great job this season. I was very impressed by how much you grew. Junior. Some people are just naturally really offensive people, but Junyoung is that was a joke. It was a pun. Get it? They're offensive. But Junyoung is very naturally defensive. He has a great head for defense. He's very reliable, and I'm really bummed that you got COVID at the end and weren't able to finish the last couple weeks of soccer. But Junyoung, I really appreciated all the hard work that you did, and especially in PE class, wanting to always get better. So great job being a good defender. Justin Sattler. Justin has a very engineering type mind. He likes to understand how things work, and whenever I explained how to do a technique properly, he would always try to make sure that he mastered that technique and would always check with me, make sure he was doing it right, and very analytical in the way that he thought about it, and he improved significantly. So Justin, great job this season and growing and knowing what you should be doing and how to have good techniques. So good job. Brandon Kim. Brandon had a lot of injuries this season. And so we didn't get to see as much of him as we wanted to, but Brandon, you grew significantly from the beginning of the year to the end of the year just as a defender, in your speed, in your confidence, in the way you played. You did a great job growing this year. Sean. Sean, you were another person. You started out a little bit slow in the season, but as the season progressed, your skill greatly developed. You became a lot more reliable as a defender, and you played very consistently throughout the Weejongbu game, and I was very impressed with how much you grew, and I hope that you continue to grow and join the team next year and continue to get better. So great job. Young. One of the most difficult positions to play in soccer is the center defender. Usually you would give that to the more experienced people because if they screw up, the other team gets a goal. But because we didn't have very many high schoolers, Young had to take on that role as a 9th grader. But Young, you wanted to learn, you challenged yourself, you worked really hard, your speed and your strength were very valuable assets and you really improved, and I hope you got comfortable there because you're going to be there for the foreseeable future. So great job. Justin Lee, 10th grade. Justin, you ever played soccer before? You ever played goalie before? When we went to GSIS, you know, they're really good, and like they came out expecting to just score on us like immediately. You could see it in their face. They're like, oh yeah, ICS, we're gonna destroy them. And they came out, and in the first 10 minutes, Justin made like 40 saves. I'm not even exaggerating. And after about 20 minutes of playing, GSIS, all of their boys were like, oh my gosh, he's so good. How is he doing that? Their goalie, who's one of the best goalies I've ever seen, said about Justin, he's the best goalie I've ever seen. Because Justin, he really was able to have quick reflexes to stop those shots, and they weren't like wimpy shots. Like the boys were like right up in his face, blasting the ball at him. Like he got hands all over that, and so Justin, being a goalie is the hardest position. And you did an incredible job, especially with GSIS. 8-1 was not nearly as bad as it could have been. And that was thanks to you. You did an incredible job. So great job. And you should let Chris go to America and you stay here. Live with Sammy or something. Slatham. So you guys, I've known Sam since he was like in 3rd or 4th grade. 3rd grade, yeah. He came to the school back when I used to be here, and he was one of the most aggressive and violent soccer players you could ever imagine. And so I'm really glad that I finally got to coach him this year. I know he was dealing with recovering from knee injuries, and so that set him back, but just your knowledge of the game and also how you've changed in that you can control your temper and be a good encourager and a good leader to the team. I really appreciate that, and I'm very proud of all the work that you did and the growth that you had this year. So great job, Slater. Capitan Chris Lee. So I wanted to give Chris one of the special awards, but Coach Gary already gave him a Conqueror Award, and that was the award that I was going to give him. But again, as I said, being a senior, it's your last year, you've had no sports because of COVID, and then being able to finally get to play, it's so hard to not be able to play the way you want to not have a team that is at your level, and to just have to be patient. But Chris, you did an incredible, I can't even see you, Chris, move forward so I can look at you. You did an incredible job of being a leader, of being patient, of being humble, of not being angry, of encouraging, and just always doing what was best for the team. I know how hard it is to be in that position, and you handled it with so much grace and maturity, and so I'm very grateful to have you as our captain this year. So you did a great job. Now we go to our awards. The first award is the Most Improved Award, and again, this could be said of so many people, but this young man worked so hard in PE class, And during practice, as soon as we get to the field, he would get a ball and start practicing the dribbling moves or the passing techniques that I taught everybody. And he improved significantly and had to play a couple of different roles because we lost Sammy partway through the season. So the most improved award goes to Chung. Couldn't really rightfully give a Rookie of the Year award because everyone was new, but this ninth grader is just incredible. Like, his feet move so fast. He knows what to do. He's got amazing technique. He's got a killer shot. And when he has the ball, music plays and we all groove. No, he really has incredible potential. I'm really looking forward to hopefully another 3 years with you. 3 years, right? 3 more? Yep. So the Feet of Fire goes to Daniel Kim. And then finally, Sammy, I'm so sorry that you got COVID the last week of soccer. I know how hard that was, and I know we all regretted not having you with us at Weejungu. It would have been a very different game if you had been there. But the time that you were with us, I think the best way to describe it is you're a powerhouse. Yeah. Like, your physical presence, your emotional presence, your skill, your power of your shot, all of that, you bring so much to the team. Not vocally leading, but leading with your effort, leading with your attitude, leading with the way that you play. You did an exceptional job. So the Powerhouse Award goes to Sammy Kim. All right, picture quick. Someone who has a camera. You got this, I believe in you. All right, there we go. All right, smile. With your teeth.
I can see Chris.
All right, here we go. Second to last raffle. Here we go. Mrs. Lee. Mrs. Lee, by the way, she represented a lot of our mothers who were so supportive this year. 90% of the snacks are from her. Hey, this is a real Nike bag. It's not a fake, you pay one Nike, right? All right, now we're gonna look. This always happens. Parents, if you're watching, sorry. Hopefully you're not here yet. But we are running behind again, okay? So we're gonna kind of speed things up and get it going. The next 2 awards are kayak gives each school 1 male and 1 female scholar athlete. And that's, the criteria is obviously having a high TPA, but also playing at least two, or competing in at least 2 kayak activities or sports. And so we always, it's an upperclassman award. So this is, middle school and 9th, 10th grade. This is something you have to look forward to in the future. So once again, this is not just from us, this is from kayak. And so we have our 2 scholar athletes, our 2 senior and captains, Dorothy Lee and Chris Lee. Very nice. They have the whole kayak patch.
Oh, wow. And bubble wrap. Bubble wrap is awesome.
Picture? Hey, George, no, 2 fingers, right? Not 1, okay. All right, next, we're gonna do our senior recognitions. Unfortunately, we did it kind of it was kind of weak in volleyball. We got a chance to do, in every sport, the last home game, we do senior recognition, senior night, right? But unfortunately this year, because of opting out and not having official kayak matches, except a couple of friendlies, we weren't able to do it. So we wanted to take this special time. So by the way, before we do this, when I was giving thanks at the beginning of our award thing, I actually forgot to thank the four most important people that made actually tonight's banquet happen. Our four upperclassmen, Dorothy, Rachel, Chris, and Sammy. I mean, from the tickets, I'm not joking. I mean, they made it so much easier for me. From the tickets, the design of the programs, all these things. They even picked a menu. I mean, they did everything, and so I want to thank you guys for making this night awesome, but also for all your years of service. So, you're kind of tired of, I'm sure you're tired of hearing us talk, so we're going to let the students, the underclassmen, I also want to thank the underclassmen because I'll be honest, when this thing first started, I know the seniors, they're humble, they won't say it, but I'm sure they were worried too. Like, are they going to do anything for us? Because, we have so many young students here, but they did step up, better late than ever, and this week they worked hard and got these, things ready for our seniors. So, what's taking so long back there, eh? All right, let's get a So, first of all, our seniors, step up here. Our seniors, come up here. Chris, Dorothy, David, Rachel, come on. David, you too. Where's David? David, come on. All right, Jess, you wanna start? Sammy? Oh, Jess? How are you? Come on. Somebody go. All right.
Hi, seniors! Okay, I'm gonna start with Ray. Ray, I've known you since 8th grade. When I first saw you, you came with a big volleyball bag. Do you remember that? And you're going up the stairs? I thought you were a really cool girl. During volleyball season, we all loved to look up to you and loved the motivation you gave us through the day. You inspired me to try harder, and we all loved how happy you were most of the time. I didn't know you during basketball, but I know you did amazing there too. During soccer is when I felt like I bonded with you the most and learned so many new things from you. Everyone on the team loved how vocal and aggressive you were on the field. I remember on the bus we always talked about girl stuff, which I thought was really funny. Thank you for setting such an amazing example for us and the middle schoolers and me and Layla. Okay, Dorothy, you are definitely the best player on every team. Basketball, soccer, volleyball. During volleyball season, you were so in control and tried your hardest. Even though everyone says that you really do try your best at everything, soccer season was such a tiring season, but when I saw you play so awesomely, it made me want to try harder. I'm really grateful that you are on the soccer team this year, and I'm so happy you always answered my questions about soccer and other middle schoolers' questions when we didn't understand anything. This year has gone by so quickly, but I hope both of you will make newest and greatest memories in college that you're going to. Even though you guys get frustrated, you always try to explain why and to understand where we came from. In the end, we all worked it out. You both were great seniors to look up to, and we all love you very much.
Good job, guys. Future AD here. All right, Sammy.
So starting off with Chris, I've known you for a really long time, and you're finally leaving now, and I can't tell how many years we spent together, and you're always like an older brother, and it's just so reliable to have somebody right there at your back and always being there for you, and just always having someone you can rely on and just stand against and feel confident. So I'm really gonna miss you, and I hope you continue to play sports, and I hope we still have fun together for the remaining time. I'll miss you. And I'll be David now. David, you're just like a friend to me. You're just someone that I can always go and talk to when I'm just feeling lonely, and someone I can always just rely on. And especially even outside of school, we do sports together. You're the only friend that I had outside of school that I played sports with, and I just think that your presence really made me feel just comfortable, and
hold up your face. Hold up your face. David, hold up your face. No one can see your face. Wait, seniors, don't go down yet. I know a lot of times, especially for the middle schoolers, the seniors would often like tell you what to do, and sometimes yell, and sometimes you didn't really understand why they were yelling at you so much or how hard they were working for you. But Chris, Dorothy, Ray, what grade were you in when you started playing sports? 6th grade, 8th grade, 8th grade. They started about the same time at you. Guys, these seniors, at one point, they were you. And so that is why it is so important that you look to the seniors and understand their heart. They're not yelling at you because they're mad at you. They're not yelling at you because they want you to do something that you're not doing good enough. They want you to work through this time because they know how hard it is to be a middle schooler on a high school team. They know how hard it is to be new at something and to be awful at something, and they want you to grow. So as we move on and we start having our regular sports season, middle schoolers, I encourage you to look to the seniors for leadership and guidance. Not just to the coaches, but to the seniors, because they've been through it all. They know how to handle the frustrations and all the difficulties, and they really do care about you guys, and they want you to be successful. So let's, one more time, give it up for our seniors.
Thank you, Coach. Well said. Thank you, seniors. Look, this was my first 4 years ago when I came here. They were the first class that I had in PE, and the first year was 9th and 10th grade together. And these 9th graders whooped those 10th graders every PE class. And I knew right then what how competitive and athletic class they were. But as they've grown, just the maturity and the leadership I've seen in them, you guys know, right? You guys know how much I love you guys and stuff, right? So thank you. All right. Last but not least, we of course, none of this is possible without our coaches, okay? Our coaches, I don't think you guys really understand how much time, effort that our coaches put into you guys. And they really do not get compensated much for it, okay? And so I feel so blessed every year for our coaches and just the wonderful they do, but more importantly, not just teaching you sports and stuff, but truly loving you guys, praying for you guys. And so I just want to take this time to show appreciation to them. Okay, and so our captains are going to come up. Captains, you ready? Okay. No. Well, I don't even, you know me, Coach, I don't even inappropriate kids. All right, so each of them is going to represent oh, by the way, you guys, Coach Kobe, the reason why we presented his earlier, he had to leave. If you know, his wife and a couple of the younger kids, they're leaving tomorrow for the States. Because, she's expecting, she has a baby, she's pregnant, so they're leaving early. So that's why this is their last night. So Coach Kobe had to leave early with Victoria. Okay. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers tonight. Okay, because they're leaving tomorrow morning, I believe. All right, seniors, ready? Yeah. Okay, thank you. All right, we're gonna go first.
Hi. So I don't know where my phone went, so I'm gonna have to freestyle. Sorry, Mr., but it's really sincere. To this coach, you are fierce. You showed us how fierce and confident and aggressive we could be, even though we didn't know what was going on most of the time. You kept us going when we were tired, lazy, distracted, unmotivated. We really loved having you as our assistant coach all season. We all thank you for your generous time and constant effort, even with your tooth problems and you had to miss some of them. We appreciate you so much because you were there, you were motivating us, and you were inspiring us to be better. And when Coach get that 10%. Thank you for your guidance, support, and assisting us in every sport. We'll miss you a lot. We'll miss your presence, your cheers, your support and snacks, and definitely your loud and roaring with all sincerity. Wherever you go, we'll always remember you, and you'll have a special spot in our hearts. And that's for this single.
I think everyone would know now who I'll speak about. So, Coach Lance dedicated his time to training both volleyball and soccer teams. And for soccer, coached both girls and boys. And because I'm a girl, I'm going to talk about the girls team. For the girls, during volleyball, you encouraged us to focus on communicating. More than winning, we were like live everywhere. And then that continued on, unfortunately, because we had all the same members in soccer again. We had the same, and we could keep the teaching in mind and focus more on enhancing our skills. And that is why we could win at least half of our games, 1 out of 2. Yeah. And I'm sure everyone, even those who hesitated to join sports, enjoyed the season because we had an awesome coach to guide us through the right path, incorporating human parentheses sarcasm along the way. And your all-time short player, Dot.
Chris?
First of all, this is for Coach Gary. Coach Gary, thank you for your hard work and dedication to the school and especially the boys volleyball team. It's been 4 years of having you as our volleyball coach, and all the players, past and current, were able to improve significantly because of you. As a captain and a player, I was able to learn a lot from you. I really enjoyed every volleyball season we had. We appreciate your work and hope for you for the best wherever you go. Next is for Coach Song. Also, we would like to recognize Coach Song, our athletic director, who was involved with all the sports and activities. So we thank you for your hard work this year. This is for Coach Edwards, but the kid unfortunately isn't ready at the point, so we'll give it to you next Monday. I'll still say my speech. And even though it wasn't an official season, thank you for pushing us to do our very best and for helping us with improving our skills. It was indeed very hard to stay motivated and stay focused while practicing, but to further motivate ourselves, we stayed committed because of you and Coach Long and the coaches. And to be honest, I really didn't want to play basketball this year because we were opting out, and I felt like there wasn't a point in practicing, but Mr. Edwards, after practice, always said, good job this practice, and I think that was what pushed me to keep coming to practices and just keep going. So I really appreciate it, and thank you for being such a good coach. Thank you.
All right, thank you, seniors. That was nice. By the way, I want to thank Chris because he was my AD. I have an AD assistant every year, and he was an awesome AD assistant this year. So good job, thank you, Chris. Everybody, clap it up for Chris. All right. Well, actually, we didn't do too bad. I thought we'd be way late, but we're about 15 minutes late. But we're to the end now. So here's the grand prize. Here we go. Ready? Who would like to do the honors? Just that? All right, come on, Ray. Wait, hold on. Close your eyes. 29. I want to say this during the coaches recognition, but unfortunately, Coach Gary and Coach Engel will not be, you guys all know right now, and so they won't be with us next year until.
And Coach Colby.
Oh yeah, Coach Colby, we already said about him. Right? But yeah, I really wanted to thank these two coaches for just, not just this year, but for all the years. And Coach Gary, that's like my white brother. So I'm gonna greatly miss them. But thank you guys for just all your hard work. Okay. Having said that, we're gonna close up with a closing prayer, and so I think it's only fair that Coach Gary, who's been with us, like I said, for these past 4 years and done a wonderful job, if you could close for us and bless us.
Let's pray. Dear God, I just want to thank you so much for this night. I thank you for the students and for the work that they put in this season, and for the coaches and the work they put in for the season. And I thank you so much for Coach Song and how much love he gives all of us, the coaches and the students, God. It's really good to be here tonight with community and with each other and celebrate a fun year. Even though we had some struggles, we had a lot of successes, and we just want to give the glory to you. And I just pray that we would have a wonderful weekend and come back next week just excited to finish the rest of the year together and take every moment to encourage each other before we say our final goodbyes to the seniors and to the party staff. And in Jesus, we love you and pray these things in your name. Amen.